saying that they didn't even get the right kid. You know what I'm saying? Even if they had the right kid, it's not even like we come from an era where we had to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids don't. I don't know if they don't know how to fight, or they're scared to get beat up, or scared to get posted online. I don't know what it is, but they bring these guns and these knives, to the fight. They're not shooting a fair one. You know what I'm saying? And I think the community actually failed. Because we talking about that, how he failed failed Junior. You know what I'm saying? Because when we was coming up, it was a whole different era, man. It was the older cats, either took you under their wing or spit some knowledge in your ear or tried to do something where it was like, yo, let me just put you up on game, or this is how you're supposed to do it. But I know lately, last 10 years or so, people kind of just started minding their business.
Man, just keep moving, keep pushing.
So that whole feeling of a neighborhood, has kind of diminished in a lot of places, whether it's due to financial situations or, job loss or what have you. So when you move out of that neighborhood, you can go back, but then, your people might not be there. So, it's not the same whereas when we were growing up, I lived on the same block for 17 years. So, I knew these cats the whole 17 years,
right.
You know what I'm saying, growing up or hanging out with them a lot. So, but, I just like the support that they gave Junior after, his death. And whether it be celebrities or whoever just, showed support for him and came out to represent. Like I said, I went there and I took pictures, but I didn't post anything because, you've seen it already. So I just wanted to get that image because I was like, yo, when I saw it on TV, I was like, oh man, look at that, memorial wrestling is crazy. Like, so, I took pictures or whatever, but, we just have to do better, man. And there's a lot of kids out there who, I know a lot of kids that, I talk to and mentor sometimes, and their first thing is like, I see that they don't have any hope. They lost their hope, their drive. I don't know why, but I try to instill out of them and let them know that, yo, I come from where you come from, so
yeah, it can happen.
If you put your head in the game, you can make it happen. And when I do talk to these kids, I always talk to them about choices, because I feel like the choices that you make are important to the path that you're going to lead in your life. Because if you choose the wrong friends, guess what? You're going to end up dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? Or or if you following people, the wrong people, same thing's gonna happen. Or if you think is, I can sell drugs because I'm gonna be cool and this, that, and third, and next thing you know, you're doing third of your life somewhere. What has your life turned out to be? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, definitely glad you definitely touched on that. Let's get more on you. We definitely touched on everything with the brands and everything. But let's get with you and your transgressions in your heart of hearts. Like, what were your highs and your lows of your career if you could choose? And second part of that question, for the lows, what do you feel you should have changed for those lows happening?
Let me see. Well, I definitely feel like the low part of my life basically is when I almost killed myself.
Oh wow.
doing stupid shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And I think that was like the lowest point of my life right there, because at that time I didn't know where I was going, what I was going to do. I'm laid up now with this serious head injury. Now I got this scar on my face for the rest of my life. So I was in that whole, sunken mood at that time. But, I had great family support. My mom's is, like I said, she's militant, so she's always uplifting and, putting stuff in your head. And like, she's like, listen, you got a scar on your head. Girls like scars. It didn't happen to your eye, it didn't happen to your nose, your mouth ain't all twisted up, you're gonna be alright. So I'm looking at her like, huh? Really? It kind of makes sense there, you know, like, but that was like the lowest point of my life. But my highest point was just seeing this thing come to fruition, this whole food thing, because, you know, I ask kids a lot of times, like, hey, you know, how many of y'all can work for free? And then some hands will go up, or most hands will go up. Like, yeah, I can do it. And I said, okay, how many of y'all can work free for 4 years? Everybody hand drops. So I said, even if it's your own business, nobody won't raise their hand. And then I'm like, well, that's what I had to do to be successful. Like, we had to go on, you know, get together, get this thing going, and take the money, put it back in the business, spend it, put it back in the business. And we had to do that for 4 years without a check. The only reason we stayed together and you know, we saw something, like everybody saw something. It was like, oh, this thing can be big. We just got to keep on going. Mm-hmm. And then Damon is the funniest guy ever. He got us working for free for 4 years. So when cats start getting a little disinterested and they be over here, be like, yo, I'll come over there. He'd be like, okay, here, read that book. And I'm like, thinking, go really? You know, so I sit down, we all read, he gives it to everybody, we all read the book, and then we all get a sense of motivation. Wow. Like, yo, because in the book it says, some people don't know how close they come to success because they often quit and fail. Mm-hmm. Like, success could be right around the corner, mm-hmm. but if you can't judge it, or if you don't have that sense of, you know, accomplishment being right there, then you might say, you know what, let me move on to the next. Mm-hmm. Like, I have so many people in my life that do that. They jump onto this thing 1 month, and then they're doing that for 3 months, and then next time you talk to them, they over here doing this, and I'm like, well, what happened over here? Oh man, I was doing that, but man, I wasn't getting no money over there, so I'm over here. So then they find themselves,
frogging all over,
and nothing is working because they're not putting the time and the energy and the work into it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, so for us to get the deal, to go to the Empire State Building, to build our office on an entire floor. Wow. You know what I'm saying? To have all these celebrities and, you know, like, I've had a great life. Like, you know, I know damn near all the artists from the 90s. Like, everybody. Like, all across the board. It's funny as shit, but I know damn near every last one of them. And most of them we cool with. You know, we might not hang out every day, but we cool. But you know, just seeing everything come together, you know, and then being a brand that has been in the Smithsonian, you know, has a exhibit in the Smithsonian, has a wax figures in the Great Wax and Blacks Museum in Baltimore, being in history books, you know, like we are written in history books, bro. Like, that to me is like, so when people hate on me or hate on the brand or whatever, I'm like, dude, if I stop this tomorrow, I didn't accomplish so much. Like, I'm good. I can leave, my legacy is good, because 100 years from now, people gonna be like, yo, them Fubu man, when them Fubu dudes back in the 90s and 2000s, yo, they was killing it. They changed the game. We're gonna be talked about for years to come. Yeah, by far. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get, you know, upset at anybody for hating, because you might be sitting on your couch eating, you know, Pop-Tarts or whatever, just, you know, just feeling down or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's who you are. You're one of those people. And like me, I never hate on nobody. I'm always happy to see another man successful, because if I see you successful, I know you're going to turn around and probably pick up another 5 or 6 of your team members and make them successful. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's so how it works. You just gotta uplift everybody, and that's what we like. We've put so many businesses, so many people, careers have been through our company, and now they went on to make tons and tons of money with other brands or other companies, and you know, they're able to put their kids through school, colleges, and stuff like that. So when I look at them and they're like, man, you put all 4 of my kids through college, man. Oh man, it was the best days of my life, man. Thank you. Wow. That, to me, that's deep. That's better than any award or anything that I can get. And people personally acknowledge the things that you did to help change their life. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I got a couple of other highs, but I think that's pretty much the gist of it, my highs. And I know you had a second part of the question. You said my lows to what?
No, yeah, for the lows, what would you have changed?
What would I have changed?
Yeah, when the lows happened.
What would I have changed? I don't think I would change anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, just you going through everything in your life just prepares you for the journey ahead, and it gives you, what say something, you might try something, and if you're not successful, then you gain a learning experience from it. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's what you do with that learning experience or that experience that gets you to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Some people ignore the fact that they learn anything and they just consider it a failure, and then they want to start all over again instead of building on what they, you know what I'm saying, what they initially started and saying, okay, that didn't work because I went this way. Well, let me try it this way. One thing we prided ourselves on a lot coming up is we kind of zigged when everybody zagged. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I've heard that. You, because when you're sitting around and you're trying to, we were trying to be competitive in a division that really wasn't a division. It was a division that, this urban shit that they call it now is because, I'm not going to say it's because of us, but we've changed that. When Carl Canal and Cross Colors came out, they kind of started it, but when we came out, we kicked the goddamn door down, and it allowed everybody to come in, all these different brands. And then it was like, how do you make yourself different from these 20 other brands that are doing the same thing? So at Magic, we would work on our booth. So we would put stadium seats. When everybody was just standing around with their little white chairs sitting down, we would have stadium seats with the cordless mics, and we'd be talking, selling shit, and people be up there, sitting up there, and it'd be packed all day long. Then we were like, okay, what we gonna do next year? We gotta top that. And then we just put a basketball court. Let's build the basketball court and a runway. So we built a runway for us to have little shows, but then on the side we have this full court basketball court. We have Craig Hodges there shooting 3-pointers, telling people how to shoot 3-pointers and stuff. We always did different things. When people were I remember it was a time when we were doing advertising when everybody was kind of doing the same thing. You got to show product, so everybody's folding up their jeans a certain way, or putting their sneakers a certain way, shooting this product. I was like, okay, everybody's doing it. Everything looks the same. What do we do? How do we get out of this? You know what? Let's try to go do something that nobody's doing. Let's get a NASCAR. Cass is like, NASCAR? Good luck, buddy. Good luck. These white friends that was telling me, yeah, good luck. We're like, okay. Right. Sat down with a couple of people and didn't go right the first time. Kicked that guy out. Talked to another guy. He was like, come on, let's do it. Put the money up. The guy made a NASCAR, spent around, crashed. I think it was the second time around or whatever. It crashed, and when it crashed, it got picked up on TV.
Oh wow!
So it kept showing it over and over and over again, and we were like, "Oh man, it's the best $250,000 we ever spent in our life." And it was just funny because no one thought we can do it. Then we did it again. Then we said we're gonna do another NASCAR. Then we did an Indy car at that time. We did an Indy 500 car.
Wow.
So it was things like that. Then we was talking about, okay, well everybody's over here. Let's go to BMX. Let's try to do some BMX stuff. So we didn't get our feet too far into that, but we started doing motorcycle shirts and bike shirts.
I remember that. I remember that. I remember those times.
Then it was okay. Well, how can we do something else? What else can we do? All right, let's go talk to Mike Tyson. Let's put football on Mike Tyson. He went to go talk to Mike, and then he had these real crab eaters around him that was just sucking up all the money. He was like, "Oh, give me $3 million, I think it was $2 or $3 million to put our name on the show." He was like, "What?
Yeah.
What?
$3 million?
Are you crazy?" He was like,
"Nah, thanks.
No problem." So we went and we were like, "Well, who's the next person?" This is literally roundtable conversation. Who's the next person that's able to even compete with Mike? we got Lennox Lewis out there. I think we had a contact for Lennox Lewis. We called Lennox. He said, give me $275,000. I'll put your name on the show. Boom. There you go. Then we was into boxing. We were doing things on that end. So we've always tried to, like I said, zig when everybody else is zagging. We try to do different things, and that's what set us apart. Even with our clothes, we said to ourselves, we're gonna put the product in our clothes in a way where you're gonna know that we took time and put the quality in the clothes. This cat came up to us the other day, 18 years old. I mean, he had an 18-year-old sweatshirt on. Shirt was brand new. And I'm talking about brand new. He said, yo, I wore this a bunch of times. I just put in the cleaners and I had this shirt for 18 years. I'm looking at him like, I had to take a picture of him in his shirt, like, boop. Like, let me take a picture of you. So it's even with the radio station, it's something that cats didn't, don't think we would do. Hotels. Who's doing hotels? We're the first company to ever do a record company, first clothing company to ever do a record company with original music. You know what I'm saying? We were the first company to ever get an Essence Award. We have like a lot of firsts. One of the first companies to be inducted into the Blacks and Wax Museum. Even though it's 4 people, we're under there as the food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The guys.
As the brand,
you know what I'm saying? It's not like we stand next to Martin Luther King and them. These guys are individuals. Like everyone in there is an individual. We're the only one that's a company that's in there. So it's just things like that we really pride ourselves on. That you can't take that away from us. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that away from us. And then the thing about it is, we're not even done. Like we're not done yet.
Scary.
You know what I'm saying? Like
25 years in and they're not done.
We're not done yet. Trust me, we're not done.
That's
so
scary.
When I look at Fubu Radio, I look at Fubu Radio like Fubu. Like, okay, I'm gonna put this work in. It might take me 2 or 3 years. We're 2.5 years now. Like, okay, it might take me 2 or 3 years to really get this off the ground. But once I get it off the ground and going, it's going. And then another thing too is when people come to me that even want to just talk and do business, is like, listen, there's a lot of internet radio stations out there, but the difference is this one says Fubu. So I'm like, you mean to tell me all the hard work I put in before is helping me out now? So it's everything is about the groundwork you laid, man. And when people come up to me and tell me they want to work with me just because of the brand and just because of what it stands for and what we've done and what we've accomplished, that means, that speaks volumes to me. You know what I'm saying? So, we got a lot of things to do, man. We're not really finished. Things I do here with Damon is the Sharp Group. I manage a couple of companies. Okay. So I like the fact of, it's not the clothing game, but it's more the marketing, more the marketing business part of it, because now we're bringing in companies who are just getting off the ground, adding our contacts, connecting dots, and then watching these companies grow. You know what I'm saying? So I have fun doing that because, I meet the Sharks, I meet all the company guys, the company CEOs and presidents or whatever who come through here and sit down with us. So it's challenging, and I'm just trying to get this Fubu Radio shit off the ground to a point where we're really competitive. We're on all the red carpets.
Right.
We have a TV show, podcast, web show. Everything is just, out there and doing well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, final question, man.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, Keith Perrin is blank.
Man. Man, that's hard. That's hard. Let me see. Because, I don't need to moan horn too much, but, damn, bro. I've never been asked that question before. Keith Perrin is,
remember, in a perfect world, not the regular world, not the real world, perfect world. It means nothing, there's no lows, everything's high, everything's going great, there's never anything bad, you never had to regret anything. Everything's a go. Everything is unlimitedly a go in a perfect world.
The one thing, I don't know if this will answer it, is back in the days, I used to manage apartment complex in Harlem. I was the youngest property manager in the company at 20 years old. When I got that job, right, I thought that was the whole shit of the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was on my way. Not knowing football was going to take off the way it did. But in a perfect world, damn. Now, because you got me, man. I'm like, I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible. What I was alluding to was with the FUBU, the only thing that I see with the FUBU guys is we're known as a group.
Right.
And we don't, well,
there's no real solos.
Yeah, Damon has his solo shit going on right now. And we are actually working on building our brand. I just would like to see my legacy as Keith Perrin, not one of the FUBU guys, but as Keith Perrin, be successful, be stand on his own. You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me is what I'm working towards now. Because I've been successful with the brand and my guys. And I've been successful by myself, but not on a level where everybody can see me being successful on my own. You know what I'm saying? You always need a team. Yeah. You know, I got a good team around me, but just being that I'm the person that's out there, I want to be successful.
Okay. All right. Hey, well,
that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the man himself, he did the best he could, nonetheless, man.